Good evening and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can apply with those emotes. If you are not currently a subscriber, you can use other people's emotes, the global emotes, or you can just say hi, or you can just chill and not say anything and be a lurker, and that's okay. Arctic Slaw says, heck yeah, hanging out. Just gonna hang out with this pitcher of margaritas, and thankfully I have tomorrow off. I promise to behave. Arctic Sloth, you do you. Enjoy those margaritas and enjoy hanging out. Aristophan throwing those emotes in. Welcome, Aristophan. Happy to have you here. It's Monday night. It feels like a Saturday. I just about 15 minutes ago got back from my neighbors, like 5 houses down. Had a barbecue there, a little grilling, and hanging out for Memorial Day. So I just got back from that, came in, turned everything on, got ready to go, and here we are. Lord Crashton says, hi Pat, glad to be out of the nearly 90-degree weather we had today. Also, Lashbrook is here throwing the emotes in. Welcome to Lord Crashton and Lashbrook. I was inside. I went out to basically baste the spare ribs and then came back in, went outside and then took them off the grill. And that's basically the extent of my time outside today. Everything else was indoors and was excellent. We were in the high 80s. It was a scorcher. Yeah, we're in the high 80s here. Humid. I walked over to my neighbors, was inside, like I said, came in and out, and then stayed there, and then walked back. Like I said, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, set my alarm, came in, sat down, everything was on, ready to go. Just had to, prep, and then here we go. Now, tonight, what's going to happen tonight? Tonight, we're working on finishing our Boba Fett. We completed the kit on Saturday. So this is done. We could just say, hey, we panel lined it, we built it, it's good. But that's not fun because there are stickers to put on this kit. So we're going to put some of the stickers. We're not going to do all of them because there are a lot. There's just a ton of these stickers. I'm looking at it now, and there are quite a bit here. There's 25 of them, it looks like. Oh, no, there are a bunch. So we're not going to do all of them, but we are going to do a good number of them because why not? We got the time, we got the energy. Why not do some stickers? Sorry, the cape is, our small cape here is falling off, so I am reattaching that. Getting the cape on there and then putting the backpack back on. So yeah, we're going to do some stickers on this kit, and then we are going to start the Zaku II, which is a kit from 2013, and is from MSV, is the Black Tri-Stars Zaku II. So it is the purple and white. The legs are white. The upper body, the arms and the chest are purple. The legs, armor have a deeper blue to them, almost a purplish blue, and then everything else is black and just incredible looking. It is a phenomenal looking Zaku that I can't wait to put together. I like a good Zaku too. This one is a very good one. Just some fantastic colors, and it does come with the Zaku bazooka, and I believe it comes with the Heat Hawk, the Tomahawk. The Blade Tomahawk, and of course the machine gun that all these kits came with. So yeah, I'm excited to put this together. I think it's going to look neat. It does have some stickers and some. Does it have decals or water slides? I can't remember. Yeah, it does. It has both. It's regular stickers and decals. So I built a very similar Zaku II last year. It was fun. Yeah, I've built this Zaku II in various incarnations. It's like one of my favorite Zaku color schemes, and just happened to be. In USA Gundam Store, just happened to have it when I was looking at other things, and I was like, the price is right for this Zaku 2 that I have not built. Let's do it. Let's go for it. So I picked that up. I mean, just look at this. We'll see it on the overhead. This purple is just gorgeous looking. It's going to be such a good kit. Purple with the white. Such a nice combo. Excited for that. So that's it. We'll talk about a bunch of things tonight. We'll chat about some grilling that I did yesterday and today. Talk about some wrestling, Manga Monday, as I said, and then, of course, anime talk. So we'll get manga and anime talk in the second hour. Because, yeah, and I actually have manga to talk about instead of just manhwa. One of them is a manhwa. The other is a manga. So we got both. I have a couple of bandages here on my fingers. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. I just got cut up doing some stuff. I have the real grade, Lashbrook says, I have the real grade TriStar Zaku II in my backlog. It was a premium Bandai release. Hell yeah. Ooh. I've built the RG, the real grade Zaku II, but I never built that one. That's cool. I'm glad they made that, even if I don't have it. I'm glad that exists. That's cool. What happened here? Got a little... All right, sorry. Getting comfortable here. All right, let's get into it. I'm gonna retweet my tweet, and then we're gonna get into some build and hang out and do some things. So I'm gonna reply to my tweet instead of retweeting. Reply to it with the link. See if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. God. All right. Silly memes are coming through my timeline, as opposed to all of the cultured good memes that I usually have. So, all right. Overhead camera. Here we go. Here's the Zaku II. I did want to bring this up because I didn't really talk about this. This is the stand that it comes with. You could use the regular stand with the back here. I chose not to do that, and you can see there's just a big hole instead of a smaller hole to use the backpack, the jetpack. But instead, we're using this stand, and it is a friction build. It is not a peg into the back. You can see this goes around the boot, and this just goes around the front. So it just like pops in here, and friction holds it, and it's not very good. Like, it stands up, it works. It's just it'll fall over, and I'm not necessarily interested in that. It's one of those deals that sucks. Yes, Lastbrook. It does suck. This is not good. It did come with it, but I wouldn't recommend it as far as stands go. I don't think it's a very good one. So there's that. We're going to keep that aside, but we are going to panel line. It's time to panel line. So let's get our X-Acto blade out here. Let's start with the helmet. We're going to do all of the parts of the helmet. I'm actually going to remove the head, and then we will do that on its own. So we're just going to take the head here, and we've got to do the front of the visor here. We got to do the face plate. We've got to do some side stuff here, and let's just get started. These are just regular old stickers. All of the Star Wars character kits have that stand. Yes, Marty. Yeah. This is, I believe, the first time I've done a Star Wars kit of a person. I have done some vehicles in the Star Wars line, but I don't believe I have done the person before, so not a big fan of it. I have to finish Stormtrooper and Darth Vader. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's in the backlog. All right, so we're just going to do... this did come with stickers and exactly the same in water slide decals. Or decals for our Canadian friends. But I decided to do the sticker version because it's easier. And because this kit is not going to be a display kit. This kit is not... What's up in here? What's happening here? There we go. This kit is not going on display. So to me, it is okay. I'm all out of sorts here. Sorry, buddy. For me, it is okay that I'm just using regular stickers instead of water slides. If this was going to be on display, I might use the water slides, but I'm okay not doing that. All right, so we'll apply the sticker here. That's already nice. It already gives us some nice shading effects there, which we did a little bit with the markers, but we'll do with the stickers now. Also, the Batman sprue kits have the same stands, and you can still, if you can still find any of those. Yeah, good luck finding any of those. I think the one you can definitely find is the Amplified, because that's pretty recent. The line that also has the Digimon, that has the one Batman. That's an unbelievable looking kit. I've seen it built in display, but I haven't worked on that kit. But I've seen the displays of it at conventions right before everything went bad, and I stopped thinking about going to conventions. All right, so those stickers are already fantastic. They already make this look so much better. Let's do, is there a sticker for the shot, the indent in the helmet? Yes, there is a sticker for that. So we'll put that in there. Let's zoom in here. Whoops. Oh no. There we go. So you can see here, I panel lined it, but there is a little spot there. And we are going to apply a small sticker to that spot. So let's find sticker number 26, which is 2, 4, 26, bullet hole, or indent. Oops. There it is. Couldn't figure out where that started and ended. Enhance, indeed. Love to enhance. We won't be this. We won't get in this tight all the time, but it's nice to have this option. My rig is still working really well. The overhead rig still kicking ass, doing its thing, getting results that I'm looking for, which is the ability to hold a camera exactly where I want it, and I'm able to reach it. And also, I have full use of my third monitor instead of it being blocked like it used to be. All right, so we put that there. You can see that is right here. Kind of see that in the light. Right there. Hanging out, doing its thing. All right, what other stickers we need to put on? The 16, the sensor goes here. So what's 16? 16 is this small little, very small sticker. Fairly small sticker that you gotta put here. Little sensor sticker goes right over there. Can you even see this sticker? I don't even think you can see this on the blade, how small it is. I'm not worried too much about the very small stickers. I'll put them on, but I'm not like, again, I'm not going to really zoom in with my camera. So let's see what to talk about. Yesterday, we grilled, just the three of us, my parents and I, in the house. My dad got a grill for Christmas. I have been having a good time working with that. So we grilled some burgers and some hot dogs yesterday. Everything went well. I did a good job. Didn't burn the hot dogs. Took the hot dogs off before I closed the grill lid because I wanted to make sure that I didn't really just put those all to hell. So I was happy with that. Burgers turned out good. Overall, I think I did a decent job with that. So I was happy. Okay, 11. 13 is that sticker. 14 is that sticker. Okay, so let's get 13 out. But yeah, felt pretty good about yesterday. Just kind of hanging out with my folks doing that. I was full of meats while I watched wrestling, which we'll talk about in a bit. And then today, went over to my neighbors. This is cute. I think this is nice. So my parents have a bunch of friends down here, right? But they don't have a lot of like, we like both people in this, and each of us likes one of the people, and you know, whatever. They have a couple. They have some really good friends who are a couple doors down, and some other friends who hang out pretty close. And the thing that I really like is they're starting to hang out more and more. So it's gone from my parents have two sets of friends that they're good, into my parents have friends that like now the six of them hang out a lot, and it's nice. And I'm very much in favor of that because I you know, friendship is great. So I was hanging out with both couples, and which was nice. And then what happened? Oh yeah, just grilled stuff. I got asked to make sure that the to oversee the ribs because the owner of the house, the guy who was doing the burgers and hot dogs and sausage, was a little worried about the ribs because he's not used to it. So I took care of that. They're big spare ribs. Took a photo. It's on my Twitter. Check it out for photo if you want to know more about the ribs that I had. And they turned out real good. Little burnt for my liking on one part. I basted them a lot, but they had been pre-cooked a little more than... They were pre-baked a little more than I would. Like, I understand not doing it all on the grill. You do it the bake before, then you put it on the grill. I get it. I understand it. The reasons make sense to me. That is something that I am not opposed to. But I feel like they were done in the oven a little longer than I would have done. Again, not my house, not my choice, but whatever. They turned out good. Oh, Lastberg had said, big man meat for the big man meat show. There were some matches where big meaty men did slap meat, which is, of course, a reference to what Big E is looking for in terms of like the greatest match of all time. You know, he if he was going to wrestle anybody, he had said Goldberg, because it's like, hey, you can get your 5-star matches. I want big meaty men slapping meat. And so generally when you see, I hope Big E was watching. I hope so too, Arkansas. When you see large men wrestle each other, which has often been described as a hoss fight, some hosses fighting. You can also describe it as big meaty men slapping meat. And then, of course, you honor Big E Langston with that. 17. Number 17. WWE needs to do a yearly event around big meaty men slapping meat for a while. Yes, I like it. I like when large men fight each other. Now, also, when those large men are skilled wrestlers and can move around, that's even better. It doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you don't get that. Not every big meaty man is your Keith Lees who can just fucking move and do incredible maneuvers. But also, not every big man loves Vegeta as much as Keith Lee does. Keith Lee loves Vegeta, and I respect that. I respect that a lot. That Keith Lee is a big Vegeta fan. That's a good shit. Watches a lot of other anime, but that is one of his touchstones, is Dragon Ball Z, and particularly his love of Vegeta. It's a good, solid, and I enjoy it. I'm not going to go through every match. For me, the matches of the night were the Anarchy in the Arena, because it was a complete and utter spectacle, and I will forever be positively haunted by the image of Eddie Kingston walking down the ramp covered in his own blood and also other people's blood, holding a red canister of gasoline, what it was reported to be gasoline. Probably water, but whatever. The idea that stuff was happening in the ring and they just cut to the ramp to see a guy who hadn't been on any cameras for a while, and it had the, what do you have there? A knife kind of energy. Like, Eddie Kingston has gasoline. Oh no. It's an incredible image, and for that alone, I am fine with that being one of the best things that happened that night, because it was unbelievably dark. Yeah, he had murder. It wasn't necessarily that he had murder in his eyes. He had determination to commit a crime. The last time you saw him, he was going into a freight elevator with Garcia. Yes, he entered a freight elevator and the camera didn't follow them. And I don't know if the camera was supposed to, but it did have this air of like, hey, we don't know where Eddie Kingston went. Oh God, Eddie Kingston's back. And it was incredible and also terrifying. All of it is terrifying. Okay, 20. What's 20? But I am... I didn't love that match, but I did respect that match. I'm not one for blood when it comes to wrestling. I don't mind it, but I don't love it. I'm not necessarily here for the blood and guts. The actual best wrestling match. I also hope that dude is okay. He was kind of not moving for several minutes at the end there. Yeah, Lastberg, I think he was just he could have gotten hurt, certainly, but I believe he was just in, he could be blood loss shock. I think he was just well, I don't have anything to do for the rest of this match. I may have come in early. I guess I will just be here. Because people were I guess they were, because some people thought that the match ended, prematurely and out of nowhere, and so people were speculating that something went wrong. To me, it didn't feel like anything went wrong. It just felt like it was chaos, and then that chaos was over. I believe it was planned. The real downer for me was seeing even more evidence that Darby Allin probably sucks to work with. Jude just straight up does dangerous stuff. So, Arctic Sloth, yeah. The problem with Darby Allin, in my personal opinion, is I can't tell when a move of his goes wrong or when he makes a decision that is terrible. Like, you can tell Jeff Hardy does a dangerous move. You can tell when Jeff Hardy takes a risk that is unnecessary. And you can tell when Jeff Hardy fucks up. Darby Allin, I can't tell when he fucks up. Because I'm like, that could be on purpose. He could have done a head dive and then just did a kick, like a spin kick out of a head dive. That could be on purpose. I don't know with him. And I don't love that. And I don't know if he's like hard to work with so much as it's like scary to work with. He feels like maybe there's something like good about the fact that you would never get blamed for hurting him. Like, there are no people like, hey, you were rough out there with Darby Allin. Like, no one's ever said that. No one's ever been like, hey, you took a lot of risks out there. Darby could have gotten hurt. Like, it's always going to be on him because he's always the one making the, in my opinions, unnecessarily nonsense decisions. But whatever. I want to talk about a positive thing, which was Sarah Deeb versus Thunder Rosa. That match fucking ruled. I can't believe it had as much time as it did. I can't believe the audience was as on board as they were. It was unquestionably the best wrestling of the night. Pure goddamn wrestling. It felt like Sarah Deeb could have won. It felt like Thunder Rosa couldn't lose. It was her fucking ring attire and her presentation was fucking killer. That is a woman that like has the impossible job of following Britt Baker, the first good, strong women's champion that they put all their money into. And then Thunder Rosa was the chase and pulled it off. And then it's felt like she's been kind of lost in the shuffle because AEW knows how to build a baby face. It doesn't know how to keep a baby face as champion. It has no idea how to do that, in my opinion. So it was gratifying to see it because she is so goddamn good. And I would love to see them wrestle again. They have each other's number. They are so well in sync. It was a pleasure to watch that match. It would be the match that I would recommend people check out if they were going to watch one match from last night. So I did want to be positive because I'm also going to be negative about a few things. So I do want to talk about the positives. I thought that was really good. The tag match, the three-way tag match was way better than I would have given it credit for because it has no build that involved Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, and all of the build was about Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. So the fact that it was such a good match despite having no real build that involved the champions, I was impressed with it. Had a lot of really good, fun spots. Keith Lee's already saying if this was the last one with us, it was great, implying that possibly this team will not be a continuation and possibly the storyline is over. Or maybe that both of them are thinking about other things and moving on. I don't know. Can't say. But it was great. It was a good match and showed both of their everybody's strengths. I don't want to see the Hardys wrestle anymore. That's going to be Pat Bear's negative opinions. We'll get into some of the negatives. I think I'm just done. Particularly Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy is just can relax. If Jeff Hardy wants to like get weird with it, bring back the Willow kind of thing, like just be kind of silly and goofy, he should do that. I think Matt Hardy as the boss, as the manager of a bunch of people, and maybe he gets involved in some like trios matches or something. I think that is a fantastic use of him. I think he has so much left to give to people in wrestling, way more than he needs to. But I just don't think I want to watch these guys wrestle anymore. You could see just how from setup to execution, how happy Lee was about that springboard bit outside the swerve. Oh, yeah. He was so fucking psyched about that shit. He did the oh my God bit of business there before it even happened. Like, just to be like, hey, this is going to be good, y'all. Get ready for it. And it was. It was very good. But yeah, I mean, I know that's me being very negative, that I'm like, I don't think that the Hardys should wrestle anymore, but I don't think the Hardys should wrestle anymore. They've broken their bodies so much, and I don't want them to do it anymore. I would like them to stop. I think it behooves them and benefits them quite a bit to slow the fuck down, relax, go into managing, go into booking, do a couple matches here and there, form a stable, bring in. The Hardys should be bringing in young people to work with young people that can take these spots and these bumps, and then the Hardys can like fucking have bones that that function for them. They have given us so much, and I just think that they don't need to do it anymore. That is my grumpy Pat Bear opinion. What version is Matt Hardy at this point? 6.0? Yes. Like Matt back, it's like Matt is no longer his like big money Matt because he's with his brother, so he's just like indie Hardy, like, but not weird Hardy, kind of weird Hardy, but not really weird Hardy. And I'm just like I said, it might be an unpopular opinion. I'm happy to have an unpopular opinion. I have a bunch of unpopular opinions because apparently everybody fucking loves CM Punk winning a world title after 9 years. It's been 9 years since he lost to The Rock, and now he's a world champion. And apparently, I'm in the minority about that shit. But like, hey, AEW, stop giving WWE superstars the world title. 5 men have held the world title, 3 of which have also held a WWE world title. That's too many fucking people. I can forgive Jericho because Jericho as the first champion makes sense. It is a big move that moves the needle, lets people know what's going on, gets a lot of publicity, legitimizes AEW. Fine. I will forgive that. Moxley didn't fucking need that belt. That belt didn't need Moxley. Doesn't make any sense to me. Punk doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, get out of here. No, you can't have this. You can't have Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page be the only people who haven't held the WWE title to have held that belt. I just don't think it. So here's the deal about Hangman Adam Page. Great build. And then they took away the best part about Hangman Adam Page, storyline wise, which is his relationship. It makes sense if you have Punk lose it to hometown talent, but also he beat homegrown talent. So sorry, oh yeah, Hangman Adam Page, he was on the indie scenes, he was in New Japan. A lot of people know him from being the Elite, but a lot of people only know him from AEW. He, was chasing. He was going for it. He was going after. He was going to beat Kenny. He did. Then they're like, you know what we should do? We should take away his friendship with the Dark Order. And then let's have him face baby faces. CM Punk is a babyface. Bryan Danielson is a babyface. Adam Cole is a heel, but a very popular heel that had just showed up. So his title defenses are against beloved people. If you have a babyface who has the belt and you want to make it mean something, he should be fighting monster heels. Like, there should be more Brian Cages or like Lance Archers or just like monsters. You know, like there you should be building up villains for him to defeat. Uh, but not have him wrestle beloved people where he's like there aren't any monster heels in AW. I know. I know that. They're fucking up. They have cool heels that people cheer, and they have some despicable heels that people like to boo. But then they also have baby faces who cheat sometimes, but people still like them, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, the storyline that Paige is like, should I cheat? No. And then he loses? Have him cheat and win. Why doesn't Adam Page need to cheat to beat CM Punk? And then he starts cheating more and more, and he becomes a chicken shit heel and does the best work of this run. And then CM Punk faces him again. And you make even more money. Adam Page beating CM Punk because he had to cheat to do it is way more compelling to me than CM Punk won a title a year into being in a company, a year into returning to wrestling, the thing he said he hated and was overdoing. He comes back to wrestling. He wants to work with a young talent. He wants to put over people and work hard and win sometimes, and show respect. And then he wins the big title. He wins the big title because Tony Khan has a boner for sitting next to CM Punk. And it just bums me out. I'm just not a fan of it. Clearly not a fan of it. See, the thing is, Lashbrook, I don't know where that leads. I just don't know. Where, like, Adam Page, does he join the Super Elite? I guess he rejoins the Super Elite. But, like, because, like, the Dark Order aren't on the card. The Dark Order... two members of the Dark Order there. Anna Jay had her match, and then John Silver comes out. That's it. You don't have the Dark Order anywhere else. Which is, like, to me, just such a shame. And who knows what they're doing with the Dark Order? But I'm a little worried about it. If all those guys' contracts are going to expire and they're not going to bring anyone back. Yes, he almost cheated against Bryan Danielson. And then didn't. And it's just like, it's a will they, won't they with him that I'm just like not super into. And it, like I said, everything doesn't have to be for me. There were matches there that I'm sure I liked more than other people liked. Another positive, Stoli Hathaway is there. Stoli is Malcolm Bivens, formerly known as Malcolm Bivens, is there as a manager. He's going to be managing Jade. That fucking rules. He's managing the baddies. Oh, that's good as good as good. And Athena is there. Now, Athena could use a manager, in my opinion. Ember Moon's weakest element is her character work. She's incredible in the ring and just got a wonderful smile. She's a great baby face. But having a mouthpiece could definitely benefit her. I wouldn't be opposed to her having a mouthpiece. Someone to just be like talking, to doing a little of the talking. But she's still great, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that stuff was great. Kenny Omega. So, Spicy. Kenny had a lot of injuries and is healing from those. He has also been kind of working on the video game in his capacity. Oh, yeah, he's for real recovering from injuries and surgeries. Yeah, he eventually did get shit looked at and starting to get stuff taken care of. He also apparently was at a few dates pretty recently just as a producer. He was trying to see if that worked out, and apparently the flights really fucked up his recovery. And so that is the last time we will see him do that for a while. He won't be making backstage appearances. So he is for real injured and he's in recovery. I don't know if it's... I don't love that the first champions for the Owen Hart tournament were heels. I don't love that. I do think Samoa Joe and Ruby Riot would be. I will say this. I don't think that Britt Baker needs anything in AEW. She'll be a champion again any day now. Soon, probably. Ruby Riot really does feel like she needs something in AEW, and that would have been cool. But, it is what it is. You get Adam Cole and Britt Baker there together with their titles. I don't hate it. I am not going to be weathering this. This Boba Fett will not look as cool as it does in the photo, as you can see above me. This Boba Fett still looks cool. It's just it's not going to have that weathered, like, I've been fighting in over time. This is old armor that I'm wearing vibes. We're not going to get that vibes from me on this. We're going to put one more sticker on here, and then we're probably going to be done. We're going to do this arm sticker here. But yeah, so I was mixed on that. I think the belts look incredible. I love that these belts are referenced to the Stadium Stampede belts with the America and Canada flags on there, that they are reference to that. I think that is incredibly lovely. He would need to digest in a Sarlacc pit for years first. Yes. Yeah, you got to get him in the Sarlacc pit for a bit. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about AEW. Overall, I was, I thought that the show was good. There were a lot. It was really long. It was, in my opinion, unnecessarily long. But I also understand why it was that long. Like I know about the sports that they wanted to avoid competing against, which feels like a weird choice, but okay, go off, do what you gotta do. But yeah, it was long. Speaking of Boba Fett, I saw a Twitch username, I am Bobby Fett, and I really appreciate that name. Yes, I am Bobby Fett is a good name. You're not wrong, Spicy. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else about the wrestling show that I was like, yeah. The trios match was the first intergender trios match in AEW. Paige Van Zant needs to take an acting workshop because her big character work, like she acts like there isn't a camera. She acts like she is doing amateur theater. It was a lot of what is he doing? What? Where do you think you're going? Like a lot of very animated, nonsensically animated. And I was like, get that girl in an acting class. But she's got some good babyface fire. She'll be good. She'll have she's got an MMA background. She'll do okay. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that angle is done. I would like Scorpio Sky to have actual opponents vying for his title as opposed to weird storylines with nonsense people that I don't care about. Your favorite match was Death Triangle versus House of Black. Okay. I know that they're permanent, but Buddy should get some tattoos, right? Lashbrook, am I wrong? Isn't it weird that Buddy from House of Black doesn't have any tattoos? He should have tattoos, I think. I think he should have a couple tattoos. Pac coming in with the half and half mask for each of the bros, I think was awesome looking. I think also, hey, Pac wearing a mask made him seem taller, and that doesn't make any sense, but that's what I felt like when I was looking at it. I was like, it feels like he's taller wearing that mask. It was weird. Get some temporary tattoos. Was that you in the corner with that sign? No, but I appreciate that sign. I think it's right. All right, I'm going to call this kit built. Completed here. You can see we got some stickers on here. I think the chest sticker was really important. Oh, let's wide out. Let's widen out here. Yeah. I think the chest sticker was really important to do. I think some of these are unnecessary, but I think that the black sticker here on the face, I think really goes a long way. But yeah, we didn't do all the stickers. We did a lot of them. How can he do a split mask and never stand in the middle of them, though? Yes, Lashbrook. I think that would have been good. I liked Alex, their hype man. His outfit was ridiculous on purpose, and I think that's great. Um, Little Penta Jr. was killer. That was good. Um, and House of Black looked creepy and weird. And then they've got Julia Hart on their team now, and that's good. Something for her to do. Figure that shit out. Work with some really good wrestlers. Get creepy and weird. I'm for it. Okay, so this is the end of the kit. I'm going to take a photo of this, and then we will call this a completed model kit here. We're going to take a little photo. But yeah, I thought overall that that match was good. I felt like most of the card was good, if not like serviceable, right? Like there was like Jade went up to do a move too early, clearly, because then they did it later, and I was like, that's fine, whatever. Neither Jade nor Anna Jade are ring generals, and so sure, that's okay. I'm fine with that myself. Yeah. I think I've chatted about almost every match. I mean, there's probably a couple I didn't. Oh, I mean, Hookhausen rules. Hookhausen rules. Danhausen and Hook. That's just a lovely combination. I think that's great. I love Taz being out for commentary talking about his son, and being proud of his son. And then like, there's like a gag about being like, like my mother was great, and then being like, she would have to be, it's like she has to be a saint. Wardlow is free. Yes, we didn't talk about that, Arctic Sloth. Just Wardlow. The I'm gonna pin you. No, I'm not. The 10 power bombs. It's just like around the ring, just like a complete and utter beating, just unbelievable destruction, and then coming up the ramp, and then there's the graphic that he's all elite. And it's very funny because Wardlow has been there since like almost day one. He's been there a very long time, and he obviously has an AEW contract, but like in kayfabe, he's just finally signed. And I know that was really good. But yeah, big props to him for just being a real good dude, and giving the people what they want. You got to give the people what they want. There's like early in the pre-show, the buy-in, where Hook is kind of moody in the corner, and then Danhausen just leans into frame like hey, I'm here too. Love that. Very fun. Good bit of business. I do like I'm a weirdo, and I'm hanging out with this kind of too cool for school 23-year-old who's very good at the wrestling. And also, the big thing about that buy-in is a bunch of people have never seen Danhausen wrestle. They only know Danhausen as the weird makeup dude that like curses people and is very nice and very evil. And they don't know him as like a fucking really good wrestler. Also, he kind of came to fame a little bit after he had gotten severely injured, so he couldn't wrestle. So now we get to see like the Danhausen I know, which is the legitimately talented wrestler in Danhausen. All right, this is a 2013 kit from Mobile Suit Variation, the Black Tri-Stars. I have seen the Dom version here. I've seen that before, and of course we're doing the Zaku II version, which is lots of cool colors. Very fun. We got some stickers here. Again, this is a kit from the year 2013, so it's not going to be like the best time or the best kit. This is going to be a good Zaku. Mark Sterling's outfit was amazing. Mark Sterling's wrestling outfit was good. I generally like it when wrestlers that are wrestling together as a tag team coordinate their gear. I prefer coordinated gear over not. I don't mind that Danhausen and Hookhausen don't have matching gear. I think that's fine because they are an odd couple. And eventually, if they do have matching gear, it will be better for it. But I think it's okay that they don't because it is playing that like, these two can't. This is an unlikely partnership. Theoretically, Hook is a heel because he's in Team Taz as Taz's son, as Hook Taz. So he should be theoretically. It's not said that Taz is Taz's last name, but it's funny in my mind. It's funny that his full wrestling name was Hook Taz. Um, Someone said, "Oh well, no, Hook is his last name. His first name is Red because Red Hook," which I think would be very funny if it was just later if it was revealed that all this time he's been Red Hook. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's my name. Taz McTaz, indeed, yes, of course, Taz McTaz, Tazzy Mc, Taz short for Tasmond McTaz. I'm of two minds about William Regal not being there. On the one hand, I don't want William Regal to ever get hurt. Ever. And I do not want William Regal to be covered in his own blood or other people's blood, if at all possible. So I am fine with him not appearing because for that. I am a little bummed he wasn't there because, obviously, I think William Regal rules and would like to see him get some stuff in. But yeah, I'm not super bummed that he wasn't there. I would have liked it, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I believe that is all from AEW Double or Nothing. If there's anything else you want to say about it, now's a great time to say that. Let's see. Other things. Other things we can talk about. I have been playing more of Arcade Spirits. Arcade Spirits, the new challengers, has been I would go so far as to say, quality video game and a good time. Just improving on the original, more stuff. The tech is, the tech isn't necessarily any better than the previous one, but I think they're doing a better job. The voice acting is always top notch. Please also know I did purchase this game. This was not a gift. The voice director for this is my friend Jacob, and he also does a voice in it. And my buddy Graham is also in there. So take that into consideration when I talk about this game. That I know the voice director, and I know some of the voice actors in it. But it's still a fun game, and I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time with it. Let me ask y'all, what are you playing? What are you watching? You enjoying anything before we take our pause for the cause in a bit? Let me ask, what's going on with the people? What are the people into? What do you got going as far as gaming goes? That's my main thing. That and Power Wash Simulator. I completed the train, and I am almost done with the miniature golf course. I still have to do the most of the fountain. I've done like half the fountain. I got to do a lot more of it. So not most, but a lot of the fountain I still have to do. But let me know. What are you watching? What are you playing? Let me know in the chat. What's going on? What do you got? What do you got gaming wise? I'm certainly looking for another game, possibly. I would like to hear from you. Wednesday stream, if I can plug Wednesday stream. Wednesday stream will be me playing, me watching. It'll be a watching stream. I'm going to be watching some All Japan Pro Wrestling. I still have one match from the fundraiser stream that I didn't watch there, and I have other ones to watch as well. So we're watching some old classic wrestling from All Japan Pro Wrestling, especially with Tarzan passing away. We'll be checking that out here. We'll just look up the name real quick of Tarzan's last name, who he's most known for. I am forgetting his name. Goto. Tarzan Goto with the yellow singlet. Tarzan Goto just passed away, one of the pillars. And so I will definitely have a Goto match ready to go. It's chicken. Sorry. Let's see. I've run some cool labor story stuff in Hard Space Shipbreaker. Yes, yeah, I've heard some very good things about that. I don't know if that's a game that I would like to play, but it is a game that I like hearing things about. Lord Crashin says, nearly at the end of mini golf course for Power Wash Simulator. I'm at the final hole and have to work on the steps down to the entrance after that. Okay. Fan says, I don't think you'd be interested, but I'm having a good time with Strangers of Paradise, which is just a silly action game. Yeah, I don't know if Strangers of Paradise would be... I don't know if I would pay good money for Strangers of Paradise. I think I would pay, like, okay money for that, just for my own thoughts. But I'm glad you're having a good time with it. Lord Crashin says, finished this first part of Stranger Things new season. Some great stuff, and now I know that Kate Bush exists because of a great scene featuring one of her songs. Yeah, I've seen some tweets of people being like, hey, if you like this song, here are other songs you should listen to. I have seen some threads about that. Also, important to note, there is a slur in the first part. I did not watch it of Stranger Things, but there is a slur in there because, hey, the Inuit people would prefer that you do not refer to them as Eskimos. That's just a thing that is not hard to find out. And you don't have to say it. You just don't have to say it. And if you don't think that Inuit is an appropriate thing to say at that time because people weren't saying it, then don't say it at all. Find another way to say it. You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. And just so be aware of that coming into it, because it sucks, but we can call it a teachable moment, and that's okay. And just because you don't know the people doesn't mean it's okay to say it. UK people just found out that Kate Bush wasn't a big star in the US. Yes, Lord Crashman. That's also very fun, where people were like, what do you guys, what's happening? What? Kate Bush? And you're like, yeah, sorry. You had some coupons so you didn't pay too much, saying that about Strangers of Paradise. Hell yeah. Lastberg says, been kind of hopping around games lately because of Vinny. I resubbed to Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, Vinny's playing Final Fantasy 14 for the first time, which feels wrong, but also good for him. I mean, if he's getting paid to play that game, then that sounds awesome. If that's going to be content, good for him. You know, get paid to make things. You resubbed to Final Fantasy 14 and been playing that a bit. Well, good. I hope you're enjoying it. I watched a little bit today. I hope Vinny's enjoying it. Nick Slander is celebrating their 1 year, which rules. Good for them. That's the good shit. We respect it. We appreciate it. We hope they're having a great time. Okay, we got to do A17 on both sides, and we got to do P6. Okay, so A17 and P6. We'll do those. Did you watch The Adventures of Big Zaddy at all? No, I did not. I didn't see, like I said, I know he's doing it, but I know enough to know who Big Zaddy is, but I haven't engaged with it. Today, I watched some anime, and then I did some writing, and I got some stuff prepped. I had to record in the afternoon this Wednesday's Do You Remembaer? And I usually do them at night. So I had to do that in the afternoon because I knew I would not have time tonight, because I often record those on Monday evenings, but knew that I couldn't do that today because I would be coming back from festivities directly into the stream, basically. So I had to do that early in the day. So I had a bunch of stuff to get done today. So I have not checked out the Big Zaddy adventures, but I am aware of them, and I am happy for Vinny. Hold on, I'm gonna move in the chair a little bit here. Great. Just move in my chair just a little. All right, we got to do the basically the neck polycap. So let's get the neck polycap in here. Neck polycap is obvious. When you see it, you will know. It's polycap 6, 5, 6. It's the only one. These polycaps are from the year 2006. So that should tell you how standard these are for that. Like, these are 2006 polycaps in a 2013 kit because they hadn't strayed from that. They were like, nope, these are the kinds of polycaps we use for building a fucking Zaku. We understand these things. You know, these are the things that we know about these kinds of kits. These are going to pop out until we put the arms in, which is fine. Let's panel line this while we have a moment, because we are going to take a pause of the cause in a moment or two. So for the purple, we are using black, and for the white, we will use gray. But for the purple and for the gray, we will be using the black marker. How many variants are there of the Zaku II? Lord Crashington, that's a good question. Man, I don't know. Because I've built like a bunch of different variations of it over the years. I've done the like ones from the manga. I did one that was like the pure white one that was great. I've done the Zaku Warrior variation of the Zaku II. I've done the like goof. Obviously, I've done, a bunch of different Zaku 2s over the years. The Zaku Warrior, the Zaku FZ, just like a bunch of them. I feel like I've done a lot of Zaku 2s. This one, obviously, is the one I hadn't done before. But yeah, I feel like I have done quite a few Zaku 2 model kits. Of course, I've done the perfect grade Char Zaku 2, our red comet. I have done Char Zaku in high grade, master grade, and perfect grade. So I've done that in a bunch of different incarnations of it. There are quite a few Zaku 2s out there doing their thing, making it happen, being cool. And I've had the pleasure of doing it. I like a good Zaku too. I like a good Zaku. The backpack has a lot of stickers. Holy shit. That's a lot of stickers on that backpack. A thing you will barely see. Speaking of, I don't have a transition for barely see. What you will see, and what you will barely see for a moment is the model kit I'm building. No, that's not it. What you will see is me. You'll see more of me for a moment. Hi. Welcome. We're going to do a pause for the cause. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. All of the things I'm about to talk about here are optional. You have no obligation to do any of these things, but I do like to promote me and what I do here. The first thing that we should do is throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, and the Scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you have those emotes. A tier 2 gets the Scythe emote. Coming next month, literally coming sometime in the next couple weeks, there will be a new emote. Once it hits June, I will be messaging Xandra going like, hey, how's that new emote coming? Because I'd like to debut it this month. So there will be a new emote soon, but you get the right now, tier 1 gets the Bear Cave and the Lego minifig me emotes. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here. We are currently at 32 subscribers. We're trying to get to 35. Honestly, we really want to get to 40, but we're okay at 32. If you would like to become a subscriber, $5 a month, cash money, or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, link to your Twitch. You can use your Twitch token. If you don't use it for me, please use it for somebody. Don't let those Bezo bucks just sit there. Help somebody out. You could gift a sub. Aristofan gave 4 gift subs this month, which is phenomenal. Thank you, Aristofan, for gifting the subs. If you would like to gift a sub, you can join the gift sub leaderboard. Also, bits and coins, always appreciated. We had some bits from Harold. 67 bits, not 69 bits. 67 bits. So bits and coins always appreciated. I would love that if that was something you would like to do. Of course, you could also gift the sub anonymously if that's something you'd rather do. You don't want the credit. Thank you very much for even considering it. There are other ways to support what I do. Now, I would say this. I have a Patreon, and I will tell you about that Patreon. Today's not a good day to join that. Join on Wednesday. June 1st would be a great day to join my Patreon, not May 30th. Or May 31st. So join in June. My Patreon, patreon.com/PatBear. There's different tiers, different rewards for each tier. Take a look at it. bookmark it. Open the page and bookmark it so you can go look at that on Wednesday. Give yourself a reminder, a to-do. YouTube.com/PatBear is my YouTube channel. Subscribing there is free. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do that. And while you're there, consider joining. If that's something, if $2 a month sounds great to you, you can join that. And the Wednesday videos I put out a new video every Wednesday. You would get that video on Tuesday. You get it early. So tomorrow at like 10:15 a.m., you'll have the next Do You Remembaer. I'll be like, oh, cool. Here it is. Pat's writing about a thing. Check it out. So you could do that. Let's see. Other things. Those are all monthly. I understand monthly is not something that people always can do. And I totally understand that. There's one time. If you got like $15 and you would love to give me that $15, you can go to over to Coffee or PayPal and directly just like throw a couple dollars my way. Come on, Nightbot, put those in the chat. Everything's here in the chat, all these links, and then also they'll be in the show description of the YouTube video, so you can take a look there. But yeah, those are one-time things. Everything I make through one-time donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos also helps with this. Through Patreon and through Twitch. Everything there goes to me buying model kits and equipment in the future. This kit I bought on USA Gundam Store with the lovely funds from people, so appreciate that. Your money went towards me buying kits like this. I was able to do that because I was like, oh, this is a good price. I'm picking up something else. I'll get this too. We'll put this on the list of things for me to build on stream. Great, we did it. Now, I do have an Amazon wish list. And if you buy something on that wish list, it jumps the queue. So the next thing I build would be from the wish list instead of like another thing for my backlog. You could, buy something there, comes to me in the mail. I shoot a YouTube video called a mailbag video all about it. I refresh some stuff here on the wish list. I have a couple of Lego sets. There are more Lego 3-in-1s. There is a dolphin and turtle set and a fantasy forest creatures with an owl and a rabbit and a squirrel and like a bunch of different things. There's like a purple owl. So those are new. I've got those. I added those. Those are inexpensive kits, but those are the 3-in-1s, so you can do a bunch of different things with that. And then I've got some Lego sets, other Lego sets. I've got some Pokemon kits, things that aren't that expensive. I added a couple of mobile suits to the list. I have the Zeta's Gundam Age kit, from Gundam Age. The Zetas is like a really weird looking kit. It's got like a chest face. Like it's got like, I don't know, like almost like a shark face in its chest. It's a weird kit, but I really like the vibes of it. I really do like the grunts and the mobile suits in Gundam Age. They're cool. I put that in. That's a pretty inexpensive high grade there. And then there's more expensive stuff, and there's some gear at the bottom, and all those things would be great to have if you're thinking about buying something off my Amazon wish list. Again, make a video just dedicated to it and build it there. Let's see. What else? Oh, USA Gundam Store. You can buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. Send me a DM on Twitter with the gift card code. I'll buy something there and again make a video. And then I also have a wish list on Throne. I have to update that. Take off some stuff that might be sold out and not available anymore. Add some stuff that's new. I gotta keep up on that. I don't keep up on that as much as my Amazon wish list, so I will go and do that. But Throne is an alternative to Amazon. It's another wish list. I think worth taking a look at. I have a Discord. If you want to support me for free, join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. Pretty cool place. Check out the Discord. We're going to talk about some manga and then talk about some anime. But first, a couple videos, and then we'll do that. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I have a video of Pat Bear's Anime Club. The last one I put up is me talking about the wonderful world of Isekai this season. So all of the different world anime that are out this season, I give you a brief overview and explain why I am not watching them. Air wants me to ring the bell, and I will. I have a physical bell that I will ring if you use channel points. I rang the bell. Enjoy that bell ringing. And then Do You Remembaer is a video that I make weekly where I read an article on Wikipedia or other websites, and then I do my best to explain everything that I just read in hopefully a comical and entertaining fashion. And so this one, thoroughly enjoyed, did not mean to interrupt. No problem. You used your channel points, and I appreciate it. So, Do You Remembaer this week, this past Wednesday, I did a video. It's still up. You can still watch it, about Shotzi Weisberger, who is a real person. She's a retired nurse, 90 years old, and an activist, and just like a cool Jewish lady from New York that I want to talk about. And it was fun to read about her and chat about her, because you don't have to only talk about cool queer folks in June. You can talk about cool queer folks all year round. So I did it in May instead of doing it in June. Will I also talk about cool queer folks in June? Yes. Will it be this coming Wednesdays, June 1st? No. This next one is about a legal document. Everyone's favorite, a legal document. Someone renewed their sub. Didn't see a message. That's okay. We're up to 33 subscribers. Hell yeah. 33. The Jesus year. That's Air. Air with Prime. It was you. Subscribed 11 months. Currently on a 1-month streak. Thank you so much, Air. Let's hit the old throw all the emotes in the chat while I hit the applause. Oh, that didn't save. It's 33. It was supposed to. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, and the Scythe emote in the chat. Thank you very much for your renewing your subscription. Appreciate it. And then I have to go and change this to 33 because I thought I did, but I didn't. Boop, boop, boop. Oops. There. Did it. Thank you so much for renewing your subscription and using your Prime token. All right. I'm going to drink a little water. We are going to get back into it. We're going to read. We're going to talk about some manga that I'm reading. We're not going to read manga. I'm going to keep working on the Zaku II, the Black Tri-Stars version, and we'll dramatically transition back to the overhead. Water. It's pretty good. Okay, let's talk about some manga while I work on this model kit. Let's see if this Nightbot. There we go. Okay, so we're going to talk about two things. We're going to start with a manhwa, which is a South Korean comic. We will be talking about I have an SSS rank trait, but I want a normal life. This is another one of these stories where a guy who's in his early 30s considers himself to be an old man, or mid 30s, is like, I'm an old man. I'm too old for this. I know too much. I'm not a young whippersnapper. And it's like, all right, God, okay, sure. But basically, hey, it's a South Korean comic where there are guilds and dimensions and there's more going on and people have powers. They are awakeners. It's that kind of story. We got an awakener tale here. And our main character didn't have powers. He didn't have any abilities. He didn't awaken. But he ended up working at the association. He's working there. He helps people. He's just working at the school that trains people up, doing paperwork, doing whatever he's got to do, doing his job. No problem. He's just an associate. Sounds good. Okay. And then he awakens. And he's just like, oh, shit. Well, what I need to do is keep this shit a secret. Because he's old enough to know, look, I'm not a young guy. I'm going to have to rank up. Even if I am strong and do have these cool powers, people are going to want things from me. And also, if I am as strong as I think I'm going to be, which he is, then I'm going to be a high-ranking person. And they're going to put me on dangerous missions. And, I'm going to have to risk my life all the time. And, be put upon. And he's seen all of this. He's done all of it. He's wise enough not to be like a, drunk with power 20-year-old. So he tries to keep it a secret as long as possible. Of course, people learn of his skills. There's a young lady that's at the school that figures him out and is like, well, I just want you to go to dungeons with me and help train me because you're clearly strong. And he's like, all right, fine. Don't tell anybody. And then, of course, her mother is the like S-rank person in charge of a guild. And then so she finds out like not exactly how strong he is, but like he's strong enough. And he keeps getting wrapped up in this stuff. Now, the flavor that makes this a fairly more enjoyable than it necessarily has any rights to be part of the story is that he is a knight. And he's giving all these great abilities as a knight, but he has to do knight shit. Like knight with a K. He has to follow the path of the knight. Like he gets penalized if he does subterfuge. If he like does any kind of like rogue backstabbing stuff. Like he'll get penalized for that. He's got to like when he reaches the final boss, he has to proudly announce who he is and what his name is and like do all this stuff. And he wears like solid gold armor, like head to toe armor that is like he would much rather be in disguise and kind of like because he wants to hide his abilities, but that doesn't really track with who he is as a character. So he's got to do all this stuff that he's like announcing who I am and all this other stuff. He's like this sucks. Also, he can summon knights. He has like a dimension where they can go hang out, and for whatever reason, the knights he summons are all different kinds of knights. There's like a robot mech knight, which also does the cooking, and I love. There's like a Valkyrie. She's got like angel wings and can heal and stuff and do support magic. There is a like warrior knight that is a lizard man. That is like bummed out when he doesn't get used, and he's like, "Do you think I'm weak?" And then there's also like they have the latest knight they have not given enough attention to, and I want to know more about this dude because he looks like a rogue. He's like wearing a cloak and looks evil, and I'm like, what's up with this dude? What's this dude's fucking deal? I want more about this knight. What's going on with this guy? But I like it. I like that. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to say about it? Yeah, it's decent. I like the idea of like he keeps having to like, oh well, when he was just an associate, some scavengers found out, and they're like working for the demon worshippers because there are people in this world who are like, oh, there are monsters. Let me make a deal with these monsters and help them for power. I'm going to be an asshole. And then like they run into this dude and they're like, you just started going to dungeons. You'll be easy pickings. And he's like, no, I'm really strong. No, I'm fucking strong as hell. So nope, don't worry about it. Oh, I've got friends. I summoned friends and they're going to kick your ass. It's good. It is not my favorite manhwa, but I have been reading it and I've been enjoying it. And it is that like a thing about overpowered main characters that if I get sick of this, I will just have to stop with the genre, and I am not sick of this yet, so I can continue enjoying the genre, which is, oh, this person also doesn't understand what's going on and thinks our main character isn't that strong. He just fucked up. This person has no idea. Now, that is not the same as this person just realized, oh, our main character is actually very strong and he won't accept it. That's a different thing that I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy the person who can't accept that the person, that was weak before is now super strong, or the person who's just like, I just watched you do an incredible thing and that's impossible. I'm reading this manga, which I'm not done with, or there's not enough chapters yet for me to do a full review. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Let's see. No. Oh, the fallen brother is actually the strongest. It's a reincarnation where a dude has been like the weak, shitty brother, and now like the strongest hero in the world, like is now inhabiting his body, and he's like bummed because he wants to have a nice relationship. Because the one thing he didn't have growing in his previous life, the only thing he regrets is he didn't have a family. And in this case, he does have like he's got an older brother and he's or younger brother, and he's got like parents, and he's like, oh, cool, I can have a loving family this time. But because he was a loser, the previous version of him was a loser. His brother is just like shitty to him, and now it doesn't matter that his brother is shitty to him because he's strong as hell. But his brother cannot accept that our main character is so kick-ass, and it's like, come on, dude. I know you thought your brother sucked shit, but like, he just summoned the former demon lord. Like a demon lord got summoned and is now like a dragon demon lord got summoned and is now his familiar. Maybe your brother kicks ass. Like, sorry, I know you didn't think that, but like, he does. He can make epic swords appear out of nowhere and acts like it's not a big deal. Maybe your brother rules. So I don't love, but I don't mind the like, hey, the villain of the week showed up and is like, look at this dumbass. And then the dumbass is our main character. And so of course he's awesome and kicks the guy's butt. Like, yeah, I'm definitely more fine with that. Let's see. The other manga that I wanted to talk to you all about is the Reincarnated Swordsman with 9,999 strength wants to become a magician. This is a reincarnation. This is not an isekai. It is just a reincarnation story about the tank for the hero. This is in the past. This was like the strongest tank. He was like a warrior, and he dies. He gives his life in order to help seal the demon lord years ago, and passes away and leaves behind everybody else. And then he gets reincarnated. And he's the son of mages, and they're like, oh, our kid is so good with magic. Our kid's going to be incredible. When he grows up, he's going to be a mage, and he's going to be like top tier. This is rules. And he's just like, no, you don't understand. I kept all my stats. So like he does have high magic for a kid. And I like that distinction, that it's not that he is a super powerful mage. It's just that all his stats are good. His lowest stat is like in the 200s, which for a kid is incredible. It's just that also he has the highest possible strength stat. Like I said, it's 9999. 9999. So he is just incredibly strong and like unbelievably strong. And he's like, well, I never really did magic. That's why it's so low, and I don't have anything to do with strength. So I didn't ask to be reincarnated, and I don't know why I'm here. You know what? Sure, I'll go to magic school, and I'm going to become a wizard, and I'll learn that, and I'll like figure that stuff out. He also oftentimes, like when the situation presents itself, just completely forgets that he should be a magician and just uses like his strength. He's like killed things with his staff, his wooden staff, and they're like, "What did you?" It's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that." And everybody wants him to be a swordsman, but he's like, "Nah, I'm going to do magic." The thing that makes this interesting to me is he's already got his crew of ladies. He's got the healer, who seems like there's something else going on with her. There is another swordsman who should be like the frontline swordsman of the group that is really gung-ho and wants to be a better swords person and is already really strong from training with him. And then you also have another person that is pretending to be a boy but is a girl. And that's weird, and it's just played for laughs. It's just played for laughs where, like, she has to be reminded that she is pretending to be a boy, like, constantly, even though it was her idea. because her parents want her to be a knight, and this particular knight order only boys can join, which is sexist and clearly nonsensical, but whatever. She's also reincarnation. We got 2 reincarnations, everybody. We've got our main reincarnation, and we also have the reincarnation of the hero. And she was originally was 5 years younger than our main dude, so she always calls him Big Bro, or Big Brother, and he did treat her like, a sibling. But now they are the same age because they reincarnated at the same time, and he's like, I wonder if that means anything. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, bro, I bet that does mean something. It probably means something that you both reincarnated at the same era, so much that you can go to school together. But yeah, it's there's another rival who is just I don't understand why everyone is stronger than me because I'm supposed to be a guy who basically feels like he's the main character. And that's fine. That's not my favorite trope, but you do have to have people who think they're strong and then have to find out, they fuck around and find out that, oh, actually I'm not strong. I am getting my ass kicked by this dude that is legitimately strong. Okay. And then maybe they'll become, either they will turn evil and get used and get powered up to be and self-destruct to to kind of fuck with our main character who turns out to be completely fine because it's not a big deal, or it will it won't mean anything and he'll just turn out to be an okay guy. It's going to be one of those two. It can't be both. Or it could be both, I guess. Eventually he could turn into a monster or something and then get saved and then become a good guy. But who knows? I would describe that as a totally fine manga. I could see it getting an anime adaptation. I don't know for sure if it would. I could see it, like I said. I think it is a totally okay story that you could totally skip if you wanted to. And if you were like, you know what? I actually don't want to watch this, or read this, totally. You don't have to. I'm not making you do anything you don't want to do. Let's talk about some anime. Now that we're done talking about some manga, we'll chat about 2 anime that I've been watching. Shikimori is not just a cutie. We didn't have a regular episode last week. They had they showed the commentary, the bonus commentary for it. They re-aired the first episode with commentary from the voice actors of the main 2 characters and the one of the supporting members who's barely in the first episode but is a veteran of voice acting. And that was fine. It was kind of interesting, but mostly just fine. But this is a full-fledged episode. It is the Cultural Festival. That's right, the student festival. We've gotten a bunch of shows this season. It is a hallmark of anime shows, especially romantic comedies and slice of lives about school. You gotta have your sorry, let me just see where this goes here. That's 5, and then 4 is 4. Where? Sorry, these stickers are a little. They're not super descriptive of where they want me to put this stuff. And I don't have. Let me see if I can find photos because there's photos of this kit. Let me see if I can find photos of the backpack because it's not on the front there. Okay. So that's the backpack. Yeah, there's that. And then this goes this is going around it. I got it now. Okay. I thought this was going over. I'm that doesn't make sense. This is going around the jets here. Yeah, these photos of how this sticker is supposed to go is certainly not good about me understanding how they want to do this. So, and what's sticker 3 look like? Sticker 3 must be underneath. Okay. Sorry. Didn't quite understand what this wanted. But anyway, Shikimori is not a cutie. It is the cultural festival, so we're gonna have our main characters here working. They're not working together. They're in the same class, but they are not in the same project. So we've got our dude Izumi. He's working on clothing because he can sew. He's learned how to sew. And our girl Shikimori is working on decor. We find out later, and I'll just say it now. The class is doing an animal cafe, which is just a normal cafe, except every person is dressed in a costume as an animal. He's a lion. She is a bunny girl, and some of them are like full costumes, and others are just like animal ears and like an outfit. Like one girl's a ram, and she just has like a headband thing with like ram ears, and then she's just wearing a cute dress, and it's like, all right, sure. Anyway, they're not in the same thing, and they're both like kind of bummed. And then of course Shikimori is like, literally you can feel her aura about how unhappy she is about what's going on there because she's so cool and badass. Anyway, so they're trying to get stuff done, and Izumi's overwhelmed. Shikimori is cute and cool. They've got their normal relationship. Everything is good, except the second day, Izumi can't help. Izumi cannot help with it because he has to spend the morning doing his, part of his job at school, which is working in the library, because during the festival, the library is a quiet area, a rest area where people can just go and like chill. So he's working there. He worked there last year with Kamiya. Kamiya is another girl in their class. We met her earlier in this season when they had sports day, and the girls were doing volleyball, and she's like on the volleyball team, and everyone thought she was going to kick ass, but then she got really competitive with Shikimori, and it was like, we knew that Shikimori was getting competitive because Izumi thought that Kamiya was cool, but why was Kamiya so competitive with Shikimori? We didn't know. This episode fucking tells us. And she's in the opening, so I knew she was important, and we haven't really seen her, and now I know why she's important. It's not complicated, but it is dramatic. There's some drama coming. Anyway, she's like quiet and like also pretty cool and intense. And she's like, they met a year ago, and it's very clear that over time she became interested in him. Like, she likes Izumi, and Izumi did not recognize that, and now does not recognize that is why she's asking questions about, hey, how'd you end up with your girlfriend? How'd that happen? How are you and Shikimori together? What the fuck? What's going on? And he's like, maybe she's interested in Shikimori, which, like, on one hand, fair, because Shikimori, as we established, is fucking cool as hell, and other girls do have crushes on her because she is so goddamn cool. So, like, yeah, I think that's reasonable for him to be like, maybe this girl likes my girlfriend. Like, I think that is a reasonable thing for him to think. But it's also very clear, it's obvious to us that, oh, no, Kamiya likes him. Anyway, we get a flashback. There's a thing called couple numbers where everyone pulls a heart out of a box, and then they post on the different classrooms who has what number you got, and you go out of your way to find the person of the opposite gender, because it's gender normative and heteronormative. Fun. You find that person, and then you get a photo taken, and maybe you'll end up dating, because at least you're going to find somebody and talk to them. And last year, they knew each other. Shikimori and Izumi had been hanging out, but they got the same numbers. And through the course of them hanging out and spending the day together, they both mustered up the courage to express their feelings. And he had the balls, the guts, to ask her out, which is a lot for him. Because we remember that last year he wanted to ask her to the fireworks, the festival that had fireworks, and he didn't invite her to that because he was scared. And then, a couple weeks later, he's like, I'm going to ask her out. So he does. So that's the whole flashback. we cut back to Kamiya, who is like, that's a lovely story. That's fantastic. Like, she's being like very like cool about it, except we know actually she likes him and is mad that this happened, but understands why it happened the way it did. We also find out, because this is part 1 of 2 episodes, about at least 2 about this festival. This year, the couple numbers, Shikimori and Izumi, don't have the same numbers. We know, but they don't know, that Kamiya has the matching number with Izumi. Uh-oh, and they're working together. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? I don't know. We'll find out next week. Drama. There's some drama in this. Will it, be a love triangle? Will they come to some sort of understanding? Will there be hard feelings? Will there be a fight? I don't know. We're going to see cool girls fight over a dude. I hope they don't physically fight over a dude, because that's not worth it. Shikimori is very cool. She doesn't have to be fighting for her man. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's still a good, interesting show. I did not apply these stickers. Great. I did a mediocre job applying these stickers, but they're also on the backpack, and I couldn't be arsed to care more than I am right now. Because it doesn't require any panel lining and is totally fine that I'm not great at it. Let's put the backpack on. We have one more thing to put on here, which is the sides. We got to do a little bit more on here. Got to put in the hoses and then the back of the backpack, and then we can work on the head finally. But let's get these hoses, which D1 is 11 and D2 is step 12. Okay, so gotta do D1, 2. I have never fucked these up before, and hopefully this will not be the first time. Anyway, let's talk about the other anime, Trapped in a Dating Sim. The world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Speaking of drama, this show just became a big drama. It's gotten fucking real, and I don't think it could really handle the realness of Olivia going through a fucking like breakdown in the last episode. So basically it's like, this girl, if this girl was a video game, because it's based, like, this dude is trapped in a world that is similar to the video game he was in. If it was like that, she would be the main character, and she would have grown as a person and had trials and tribulations. She hasn't had that. She's been sheltered by the fact that she's been working with this overpowered main character that she hasn't had to struggle with it, which is interesting. I think that's an interesting idea. Okay, so kind of bend this around here. We'll figure this out. So yeah, I think that's an interesting idea, that she hasn't grown as a person and she's still very sheltered because she's paired with a dude that can just solve all her problems and knows what her problems are in the first place. But he can't solve the fact that she feels like a pet. She feels like small and like her friends aren't her real friends. She feels bad, and he can't like make her feel better because he doesn't have the capacity to do that, because he's not a good person. He might be a good person deep down, but he also loves being an asshole. We do get more mech fights in this episode. The main force of pirates engage and get completely overwhelmed, including the main dude, Brad, and the other guy whose name I can't remember, the backup dudes for the prince. They show some backbone at least, and maybe they're also growing, and there's a little bit of maybe respect between the three of them. Leon saves the day as an asshole and makes all the other pirates surrender, and it's good. But he also makes the decision that he's like, okay, it's time for Olivia to really start working with these dudes, so I'm going to have to distance myself. Which, like, I understand if the plot was happening the way it should be, that he should do that, but obviously the big thing about Leon in Trapped in a Dating Sim is that he does not properly acknowledge the fact that he is the main character of this story. Like, he can't seem to understand and accept that the story has gone off the rails. Partially because he's there, and also because the main girl, Olivia, who should be the main girl of the video game, got replaced by Marie, who he hasn't recognized as the fact that is his real life sister. Like, he just hasn't figured that shit out, that is also trapped in this game. We know that as the audience, but he doesn't understand that there. He really fucking should. He should figure that shit out, because it's pretty goddamn obvious. Anyway, he does get the evidence he needs to take down the secondary villainess, Stephanie, the girl that caused them to have problems with the pirates. So he does that, but he also gets his rank increased, which he doesn't want. And even when he graduates, it'll be increased even more. And he's trying to, like, lay low or meet a girl and have them take care of him. And so he does not love the idea that he's going to keep getting his rank increased. Because he still sees himself as a mob, which doesn't make any sense. We know that. And then Angelica wonders if her friendship with Olivia can be repaired. She's coming into conflict with Leon, and maybe he's going to try to distance himself from her. Again, doesn't make any sense. He doesn't recognize that he is the main character of his story right now. He is, even though he took over the character that was a mob, like in the story, the character that he inhabits would be considered a mob. That's not a mob character, dude. This is you are a main character in the story. Got to start acting like it. Anyway, that's that. The mech fights were cool. This show does have good mech fights, which I appreciate. Okay, so this has to bend and kind of go in like here. I don't know how these parts here are supposed to go. I won't know until I put on this back pieces. So we're going to put the back pieces on there and see if I can get this lined up right. I'm a little confused about this. The instructions aren't super clear about how these side parts are supposed to go on. So we'll get those on. I've certainly had a better time putting these parts on the kits. So we'll see if I can figure this out here. Oh, I know why. Because they lock in on this part. Okay, that makes more sense. So that is the anime and manga that I have been reading and watching, respectively. Of course, on Thursday, I will have more to talk about with that. And then, more anime at least, because I've still got some shows that I've been checking out. And I have been thinking about what I can watch that I have not seen yet, or that, I didn't check out. I keep hearing from people who I respect greatly that have been telling me that Birdie Wing is a show that I should be watching. I can't say that I will watch it for Thursday, but I can say that I am seriously considering watching Birdie Wing, even though I don't like sports anime per se. I keep just hearing such good things about Birdie Wing that I kind of can't ignore it. Yes, Pat, give it a try, says Arctic Sloth. Yes, I'm hearing very good things. I mean, my buddy Ian, who's been on Pat Bear's Anime Club, yelling about the shows we love, really likes it. I believe that is his show of the season, and I very much respect his opinion. And there's other people I know who have been encouraging me to check it out, so I might give the first episode a go. Because, I'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to watch those. Lord Crashington wants me to play some ska. It is the last day I'll play this ska song, and I'll have a new ska song for Wednesday. So it is Final Ska Day, indeed, because no stream tomorrow. So here it is, our reggae ska. Great. And then I will have a new song for Wednesday. Again, my stream on Wednesday will be me playing, me watching and talking about some old wrestling from All Japan Pro Wrestling. And I hope you will stick around for that. Let's get a little bit of this head done here. We have one more sticker to do. This sticker, let's just widen this out a little bit here. This sticker is for the eye. So that's the only sticker we have left because the backpack was every other sticker. No weapon stickers, just the eye. So we'll do the eye and then and get some of this connected. We'll do the one of the other hoses, the face hoses, and then of course we got the like the leg hoses and the arm hoses. Yeah. Yes, the eye sticker. I remember the eye sticker. Yes, every Zaku II just about has an eye sticker. Lastbrick says, I think we're finally getting to the point where it might actually become a sports anime. Oh, Birdie Wing hasn't really been a sports anime yet. It's just been like character study. Okay, that's fun. I like the idea that it's just starting to get like anime, sports anime, like tournament style maybe. Okay. Yeah, I do think I will check that out. That is one of the shows that this season, I was like, I should probably check that out. People have been really talking about this series, so I guess that's a thing I should check out. There are a few other ones that people are into that I just know I'm not going to see, so that might be one that I do actually want to check out. The end of June, we will do Pet Bear's Anime Club live. It'll be a Wednesday stream. Of course, this Wednesday, as I said, watching old wrestling. Next Wednesday will be the Patreon and choice. My $3, $5, and $10 patrons will decide, and I'll have a bunch of options for them, and hopefully one of them will be cool, and people will be psyched about it and like it. 15th, still don't know. It'll kind of depend on what we do on the that other Wednesday, the 8th, and then I know the 22nd will be the day before my birthday, so the 22nd will be put this on the wrong piece here. Oops, wrong way. So that'll be that, and then the 22nd will be playing. I'm sorry, 22nd will be the day before my birthday, and we'll play Jackbox. And then the 29th will be the Pat Bear's Anime Club because it will be the end of all of the anime I've been watching will be over, and the next season will just be out to start. So we'll do that then. Would you? I mean, golf is there, but the main character doesn't actually know how to play golf. She does know how to hit a golf ball really good though for money. Okay, so it's like that baseball anime where the dude is just a pitcher for money, and then he gets added to a real baseball team, and has to use all his tricks he's learned in underground baseball to get them to the championships, and he'll make millions of dollars. I believe that I forget the name of that sports anime. It never got official release, and I just watched it fan subbed. Let's see. C16. We'll do that. Would you believe I waited until the head was assembled before putting the eye sticker on my first Zaku? Arctic Sloth, some people, like, you're not the first person, and you might not be the last person to just wonder if you were like what am I supposed to be doing here? Like, how do I do this? Like, oh, you do all the stickers at the end, right? And never like thought about doing stickers as it goes. Like, yeah, you're not the first. You won't be the last to just do it at the end. I used to try to do stickers, all the stickers I could at the end, but I would have to do the eye stickers as it went because you can't really do the eye stickers after without taking the head apart. So I understand. I can't remember the name of that baseball anime, but it is, yeah. This is a guy who's like, he knows all the rules of baseball, he just doesn't want to play them because he made a lot more money just like people betting on whether he could strike people out or not in like underground games. But then he goes to the big leagues. Okay, so we have two different heads here. We have a head that just a regular old head, and then we have a head that we can put an antenna on the top. And of course, we are going to do one with an antenna. Because you could do this as like the different black tri-stars. You could do one of the other ones. We also have two different ones here. We're going to do this one. I think we'll just do this. But yeah, we can customize this if we want. And just have it be like no, like tippy top. But why would I choose that? Yeah, it sounds like a somewhat similar premise to last book. Okay, yeah. All right. Did I do any of this wrong? No, I didn't. Okay. So yeah, so I went with this. You could do the one that doesn't have a piece on here and is just flat. But I think this looks cooler. I think this is way cooler. I might put some liquid cement on here because this like this like antenna here does not stay in super well. So I believe I'm going to put some liquid cement in here to force it to stay in. Because, yeah, this is not super tight. So I am just going to take a little bit of my liquid cement here, brush it off, the excess, put it right in here, just right in the slot. And then Arctic Sloth says, oh, I got to delete this chat here. Arctic Sloth says, do you think the Gran Turismo show will end up being an anime? I don't know how to plan on making a show from that game. I don't know. I have never heard anything about that, so I don't have any details. I just have to go ahead and block this person. Go ahead and do that. And ban them. Banned. Get out of here, David. You're not real. You were created February 8th. I don't know anything about this Gran Turismo show. Yeah, I don't know how you make that an anime. Because Gran Turismo as an anime is just like an anime about cars racing each other. I guess. Like, very detailed. And I bet there's like long explanations about what makes a car cool and interesting and different from the other cars and why this one car has an advantage over other cars. Like, that's what it feels like to me. And I don't know. I'm not a gearhead, so I don't know if that's exciting. It's not really exciting to me, but maybe to other people. So I don't know. I don't know what makes that exciting. But maybe other people are just like, finally, a Gran Turismo anime. My prayers have been answered. So we do have some water slides. No, are these water slides or are these just like other decals? I don't think these are water slides. I think these are just decals. Regular transfers. We'll find out. I'm just going to look at this here. Find out if this comes up. Is this sticky? Yes. These are sticky. Okay, great. So these are just other stickers that we can put on at the end, which we don't do during the build. You just do at the end of the build. We will probably put the number 6 on here, and we'll do that later. We'll wait till this is built. We'll just kind of put that back because we don't really need... We won't use all of these, but we'll use some of them. These are just other regular stickers here. Different style. But we'll do that. Put them on there. They did a bigger question. Do you think a Gran Turismo show would have car damage? Probably not. They did do a reality show where GT esports people getting to compete against each other to become a real race driver. Yes, they have done that. So maybe that would be the anime. It would be like... I guess the anime would be someone that plays Gran Turismo, the video game, being so good at the video game that they become a real driver, which has happened. So maybe that's the anime, is like the tales of a guy that like was so good at the video game that like now he's got a chance to be like, oh, do it for real. That's my guess. Anyway, that's going to do it for the stream, which is not a guess, is that I'm going to take a photo of this and then we're going to go raid somebody. We always end every stream with a raid. This is the last stream of May. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your support. I hope to see you in June. June 1st, again, will be the next stream. I will be watching some fucking really cool and really good All Japan Pro Wrestling. That'll be the next thing. So please come and check that out because I think you'll enjoy it. Just watching some old wrestling matches and talking to you about the history of it a little bit. Occasionally, I managed to find some good research on who these people are and where they were in their careers. But often, it is also me just like going like, "Oh fuck, that's a great wrestling move. Check this shit out. Look at that pile driver. Look at that arm drag." Like it's just a lot of that. We have to raid somebody. We have to raid. I don't know who we're going to go raid. I'm going to see who is... There's a account here. featuring some people, and I don't know who's doing it, so I want to see who is streaming, because depending on who it is, we might raid them. We also might raid... We could raid this person here, so we're going to go see what their stream is. Got to wait for these ads to go. Okay, we're not going to do that. We are going to raid Jordan. Jordan, who goes by Ray FK. Jordan is model kit building. I didn't know because he's in the Just Chatting instead of the Makers, but he's working on the Messer FO2, which is a premium Bandai kit. So we're going to go raid Jordan and hang out with him. Feel free to come along on this raid for some model kit building. It's always nice when we can raid some Gunpla builders. Jordan is a great person, so come hang out with me. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Hope you come on this raid. Hope to see you on Wednesday for wrestling. And if not on Wednesday, come back on Thursday for model kit building. You deserve a good time. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.